What's going on, everybody? All right, what is Toyota doing? Huge catastrophic failure on this 22 Tundra. This could have been devastating. Luckily, this man got to a parking lot and got stopped. This is dangerous. Toyota, what the hell are you doing? You were known for reliability and dependability with your previous gen trucks, and this happens. I get we're all human, but this is dangerous. This actually made me mad. I've been really critical about this truck, but this made me mad. There is a man on here, and I'll link his video in the description below, named Bayou Riggs is what he goes by, bought a 2022 Toyota Tundra 1794 off-road. A lot of you may have already seen this video. If you've not, stay tuned because this is crazy. Okay, truck had 3,000 miles on it. He flew to North Carolina to get it, he said, and drove it back to New Orleans. Never off-roaded. You could tell the truck was spotless underneath. It had never been off-roaded. There's no way if it had been that you could have got that undercarriage that clean again. But he was driving down the road. He lives in like a little city, I think he said, and turned into a parking lot and heard something pop and thought he'd hit a rock. Hit the brakes and didn't have very much brakes at all. And luckily he was on level ground and got stopped. He got out and started looking, didn't really notice anything. It sat there for a few minutes and then he seen this fluid run down on the ground. In his video, he shows all this. I'm not going to show it in mine. Like I said, it's linked below. Go watch it. I don't want to steal his video. I just want to make you aware of it. What had happened, all four nuts had came off the axle hub and the wheel had separated from the axle hub, which in return apparently had ripped, it appeared that he had ripped the brake line loose, and that's what the fluid was running out on the ground. And there was a couple more wires that had ripped loose. I don't know if that was like some kind of sensor. I'm assuming it was some kind of sensor that it ripped loose. I don't know if it's like an ABS sensor, probably. I'm not sure. But there was a couple wires ripped loose, and all this fluid running out on the ground. So he got back in it, no brakes. This man had just dropped his kid off at school. What would have happened if he had been going down the interstate, those four nuts come off, and then lost all his brake fluid? The wheel would have come off. The wheel was just hanging out. It would have probably eventually come off if you was running like 80 mile an hour down the interstate, 70 mile an hour down the interstate. And especially, you're going to lose all that fluid. At that speed, when you hit your brakes, that fluid's coming out quick. You're going to lose a lot of fluid. That could have been catastrophic. Toyota's engineer came and looked at this and said that one of the nuts looked like it hadn't been torqued down right, and the vibration vibrated the other three off. Stuff like this can't happen. I get it. We're all human. I get it. And some of you all out there are going to defend Toyota back. Well, you know, it's Toyota. You know, I still bullshit. Stop defending Toyota. Stop it. Expect more out of Toyota. If you feel that way about Toyota, expect them to live up to your expectations. Don't bring your expectations down to Toyota. Make Toyota live up to your expectations. This is crap. That could have got that man and his family killed. I told y'all this truck, don't get it the first few years. I've been very critical about the engine, and now we've seen all the problems it's had. Now, I get it. Trucks have problems your first year. You can't let stuff like this out of the factory. You can't let stuff like this out that is going to have a wheel fall off. There has to be a touch for quality, some kind of camera put in there, a proc sensor, something on the gun that you hit. Have that gun tied to a box that if it don't torque so many times, that it does not let that line cycle. I know a little bit about production. I know there are stuff in there that you can put in checks to stop the line if critical torques are not met. And obviously, this critical torque wasn't met. Now look, if this is the quality they're going to put out in 2022, leave it on the lot. Don't risk your life for something that isn't right. That is crap. That is crap. That is crap. Stop making excuses for Toyota and start making them build the truck you want the quality in. I'm tired of the comment section on here making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. This could have cost this man his life. If you buy one of these, you never know, it might cost you yours. Are you still going to make an excuse when your kid's laying in the funeral home? It's bullshit. Toyota, fix your trucks. Get them right before you send them out here. We aren't your guinea pigs. We aren't your test subjects. Fix them. Stop having wastegate issues, wheels falling off, brakes not working, just numerous. I get it. It's a first-year truck. This makes me mad. When you take someone's life, possibly, in your hands, and the brakes quit working, and you could have killed this man's kid or himself, and don't tell me, oh, that couldn't happen. He had no brakes. He had lights flashing all over the dash saying, your brake system ain't working, this ain't working, this ain't working, get it to the dealer. Well, if I'm running to 80 miles an hour on the interstate and my truck nose dives into somebody that stopped in front of me, it's pretty hard to get the damn thing to the dealership. My 16, unless I trade it for a newer model Tundra, will be the last Tundra I ever own, if this is what you're putting out. I don't know what y'all think about this, but go watch that man's video. You could see the disappointment and heartbreak in that man's eyes and hear it in his voice. He paid $70,000 for that truck to have the wheel fall off and the brakes quit working. I don't usually get fired up in a video about like this. You don't see me just totally irate in videos because I try to keep my emotions at check. But that was crap. And he said he just dropped his kid off at school. And they sent an engineer down there. And the engineer had stated that they didn't torque down one of the nuts right. It's what they told him, that they didn't torque one of the nuts down right, like I said before, and the vibration caused the other three to fall off. How do you not have checks in place for that? How? Maybe they do. Does somebody bypass that check? Again, I know a little bit about production. I know how this works. I know how it works. If you have a safety set up, normally it don't just go through it. Someone has to bypass it. So if something went wrong there and it didn't move and they hadn't torqued it right, why was those bolts not checked before it was bypassed if that's what happened? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But according to what the guy said, one of them wasn't torqued and the vibration caused the other three to fall off. And now if Toyota's engineer is true, and if the guy telling the other video that I'm linking in the description tells what they told him, if all that is true, something failed. And it could have cost someone their life. I'll link that video in the description below. Go check it out. Subscribe to him. I'm sure he's going to have a lot more updates on his truck. The bad part is Toyota said, we're not going to have parts for your truck for at least a month. Bullshit. Stop building one on the line and send that man the parts he needs. Skip one. You got an order of 100, build 99, send him the parts. That man paid $70,000 for that truck. And you're going to make him wait a month when it could have killed him? Huh. Yeah. Toyota would be getting a phone call from me every day. And they wouldn't like what I had to say. I'd cuss them every day until my truck was done. Every day. I ain't gonna see. And then they said it'd be 2 weeks probably before they got it back to him. So the man's gonna have to wait a month and a half for a vehicle that broke down on him, that could have killed him. And you're gonna wait a month and a half to get it back. Yep. Piss on that. Defend them in the comments. Appreciate you watching the video.